My first playthrough of Mirror's Edge really kicked off my fascination with parkour games and parkour as a whole. And because of that, I'm still looking for parkour games on mobile to this day, and that's why I had to check out Aerial Knight's Never Yield. Let's get right into it. Never Yield is very stylish. It has a low polygon look to it that really reminds me of PlayStation 1 games. However, it's cel-shaded with really bright colors and it really makes it stand out. Now, the game's soundtrack is extremely good. It has a lot of hip-hop and trap mixed with a lot of stringed instruments that really give it a unique style all of its own. As a complete package, Never Yield has it. Now, its gameplay consists of you running and avoiding various obstacles and enemies that are chasing after you. And you do this by vaulting and jumping and sliding and all of the familiar things that you've seen in other parkour games, except it's here and it's really bombastic. Due to the fast-paced and chaotic nature of its gameplay, it can be really easy to lose sight of certain obstacles and obstructions in the environment and not know which maneuver you need to make in order to avoid them. However, these obstacles are color-coded so that you know which maneuver or specific maneuver you need to use in order to avoid it, and once that clicks, everything is smooth sailing. There are two game modes that you can play, one being a campaign with its own simple overarching story that's told without words, and then an endless mode where you just try to survive as long as possible and top your previous run. I enjoyed Never Yield's campaign. It really made me feel like I was in an action movie complete with multiple set pieces, and it was just crazy from beginning to end. However, I spent most of my time in the game's endless mode because I just feel like parkour games and endless runners really fit my fancy, and this one is really fun. It's important to note that there are also cosmetic unlockables that you can obtain through gameplay that change the overall look of your character. Despite these positive aspects, there are some negative ones. Now, this game has a frame rate issue during gameplay, and the frame rate kind of hiccups every so often, and it's consistent enough that it caused quite a few deaths for me and kind of hampered my experience overall. Now, I played on an iPhone XR and an iPad mini 5th generation, and I messed with the settings on both and I couldn't get rid of this issue, so I think it's an optimization issue that has to be fixed with future updates by this developer. Another negative point about Never Yield is its default controls. Now, you tap on the top, bottom, left, or right side of the screen in order to do those various maneuvers, and it's just not very intuitive and feels very clunky and not convenient. However, there is another control scheme that switches this to swiping functions, so you just swipe up, down, left, or right in order to do those various maneuvers, and it's way better. I don't know why the other control scheme was included. I guess it could be for accessibility and fair game on that point, but it just feels so much worse. Never Yield is a completely premium experience available for $2.99 on the App Store. You buy the game and you have everything it has to offer, no in-app purchases to speak of. At the end of the day, Aerial Knight's Never Yield has a fantastic art style and sound design, and frankly, they are unmatched in this genre on mobile in my opinion. The game's campaign is short but sweet, and the endless mode is where it truly shines and where I enjoyed most of my time. Despite its frame rate issues and control issues that I mentioned, I still think it's worth $2.99, especially if you like endless runners or platformers or parkour games. Definitely check it out. The link to the game is in the description down below. Alright guys, that was my review for Aerial Knight's Never Yield. If it helped you out, please leave a like, pop a sub, and comment down below what you think of the game. It really helps me out, and I appreciate you watching to the end of the video. If you want more content from me, check out any of the links in the description down below, especially my TikTok. I cover mobile gaming content every single day on that platform, and I would really appreciate it. I hope you guys are staying safe, and take it easy.